Title: The Demon Moth. Creator: Werewolf from Washington, D.C. Chapter 1: Hyenas. Dear Diary, I'm sitting on a bus surrounded by a pack of menacing hyenas, waiting to pounce on me, Alice scribbled in her journal. Hey, loser. Didn't we tell you to change your hair color? Jessica looks down on Alice. That color is so evil, said Jessica's friend Tom. I can't change something I am born with. This is my real hair color, Alice said in a low tone. Am I sensing you getting smart at me? Jessica said with her eyes getting wider. I think she is getting smart with you, Jessica, said Carter, Jessica's other friend. I think she needs to be taught a lesson. Jessica's friend Sophia said. Maybe she should. Jessica smiles at Alice. Please leave me alone, I'm begging you, Alice said in sorrow. Jessica looks at Alice's hand and notices a book. Give me the book, Jessica said seriously. No, this is my book, Alice said, holding her book close to her. The school bus stopped. Time to get off the bus and go home, kids, the bus driver said, yawning. Alice puts her diary in her bag and begins to get out of her seat, walking down the bus to the door. Jessica smiles and walks slowly out of the bus. The bus driver stares at Jessica and her friends leave off the bus. Finally, I can go home, the bus driver said. The bus driver shuts the door and drives off. It then begins to rain outside. Alice uses her bag to cover her head. Alice feels a grip behind her and pulls her back. She falls on the ground and looks up and sees Jessica and her friends looking down at her. Did you think I was gonna let that slide? You should know me by now, Alice. When I say things, I mean it, Jessica said, looking angry at Alice. Carter, get the book. Jessica shouted at Carter. Carter smiles and grabs her bag. Alice crawls to Carter. Please give me my book. It's special to me, Alice said, picking up her glasses off the ground. Alice said, fixing her glasses. Carter gives Jessica the book. Let's find out what you're hiding. Jessica smiles and opens the book. Hyenas? You calling us hyenas? Jessica looks at Alice more angrily. I was talking about someone else. Alice looks regretful. She is lying, said Sophia. Since we are hyenas, why not behave like one? Jessica rips Alice's diary with her teeth and spits the paper on the ground. Jessica and her friends start laughing crazy and surrounding Alice. They all took turns pushing her back and forth. Alice begins to cover her body with her arms and hands. A dog runs to them. Jessica and her friends run away. The dog sniffs Alice. Hi, Max. Alice rubs her dog. Alice picks up her ripped-up diary. She shakes the water off and puts it in her bag. Alice walks to her home and opens the door. Max runs into the house. Alice tries to keep her balance and walks into the house. How was your day at school, honey? Said Alice's mom. You ask me that every day, Mom, and I told you I am fine, Alice said, crying out. Honey, you want to talk? Alice's mom said. No, I'm gonna go to my room. Alice said, going up to her room. She puts her stuff down and falls face first into her bed. A tear falls from her cheek. Max jumps on her bed and licks her. Alice laughs and looks up at Max. She kisses Max on the head. Max began to shake his tail. Alice smiles. Alice sits up on her bed. She goes to her desk with her diary. She looks for glue. A hand touches Alice on her shoulder. Alice shakes and looks back. It's just me, it's okay. August hugs Alice. Hey brother, Alice said in a low tone. I can sense someone was bothering you. Who was it? August stops hugging. Nobody is fine, said Alice. August looks at the ripped paper on the table. Okay, whatever you say. August walks a little closer to the door. Before I go, there's some things I want to give you. August puts his backpack on Alice's bed. August gave Alice a notebook, marbles, and a book. Grandma gave me that book, but I am not into creepy-looking things, August said, shaking his head. Thank you, August. Alice smiles at August. No problem. August zips his bag back up. August opens the door and leaves. Alice noticed he dropped something. She goes to the door to check. She picks up a bottle of glue. She notices a sticky note on the glue. A pack of hyenas can't kill 2 lions. Alice smiles at the note and places it in her drawer. She opens the glue and begins to use it for her old diary. Forget it. I'll just start over again, Alice said, throwing her old diary in the trash. She uses tools to fix her glasses with a tiny crack in them. A red light sparks Alice's eyes. She uses her hand to protect her eyes from the bright red light. She notices the red light came from the creepy book her brother August gave her. She hesitates but eventually grabs the book and opens it. She notices a shadowy-looking demon in the book with red and white eyes. The figure moved in the book. Alice looked closer. "Hi," the figure said to Alice. Alice yells and slams the book to the floor. August rushes into the room. "What's wrong?" August comes to Alice's comfort. That book, it talked to me," Alice said, shaking. This book." August picks up the book. "Yeah, it's pretty creepy. I would scream too," August laughed. "No, August, not the look of it. The book said hi to me," Alice said, staring at the book. "Alice, you're so silly, books don't talk." August smiled at Alice. "Why won't you believe me?" Alice said. "I'll throw it away to save you the trouble of peeing on yourself." August walks over to the trash and drops the book in there. "No more scary things for my sister," August sighed. "I am always here for your Alice." August puts his hand on Alice's shoulder and walks right back out the door. Alice takes a deep breath and breathes out. She gets up off the floor and brushes her clothes off. She notices the red light coming from the trash again. This time, she doesn't get scared. She rushes over to the trash, takes the book right back out, and places it on her desk. Bold. "I can do this," Alice said to herself, slowly opening the book back up. "Don't be afraid," said the figure in the book. Alice tries not to panic. "What are you, and what do you want from me?" Alice said, whispering to the figure in the book. "Am half demon and half moth, confused, I know. I'm stuck in this book, as you can see. The only way you can get me out is..." Alice hears a knock at her door. "Honey, it's time for dinner. We can talk about this over a good meal. I made you your favorite potato salad, macaroni, and broccoli," Alice's mom said, excited and down at the same time. "I'll be there later," Alice said, yelling. "Okay, honey." Alice's mom places the meal on the floor next to Alice's door and walks away. Alice notices her mother's footsteps go away. She looks back at the book. "Continue," said Alice.